Right, so I put up a video earlier of the hornet's nest that was in my hen house last year, and one of the things I wanted to show, because I've got a handy wasp nest that was in my barn that was abandoned earlier this year, is some of the difference between them. So one of the really obvious things, if you look at a hornet's nest, they tend to be in these kind of waves coming down, and they do, obviously they build a little area, work their way down, and then they start somewhere else and build a little area and work their way down. So when you look at it, you can see it's kind of got that rough but almost as if it's melted and started to flow downwards a bit, whereas with a wasp, so here's a wasp nest, significantly smaller than that hornet's nest, but you'll see with the wasp nest, what they do is they build rings, so you can see the lines coming around on this. Okay, so obviously this would have been, let's just pick that thing up, if I can. We've been hanging that way up, coming down like a nice fat teardrop. You can see that it's got lines going across it down. It doesn't have that almost haphazard look that hornet's nest has got next to it. Obviously they found different materials to make their nests out of, and that's why there's different colours to these, but there's a very obvious difference about the hornets. Almost build it as they go and slap it all together. Wasps, very uniform construction to it. It's quite different. What I intend to do now is I'm going to cut the two open and just see what's inside. Now this wasp nest was abandoned quite early in the year, so there may not be very much in it, but that hornet's nest, that went through a full year of colony, so there's going to be a lot of honeycomb inside that, just to look at the size and structure of it. Okay, so that wasp nest, not a lot in there, but you can see that they've got two little kind of layers of honeycomb that they were building. You can also see actually that they did get as far as sealing some of those honeycombs with larvae inside as they were starting to grow. Now they built this about 10 feet away from a hornet's nest being built this year on the side, the outside of my barn. They built this just inside, and I suspect because hornets predate on wasps amongst other things, that they were very quickly taken as food source, and that's why that nest was abandoned. Okay, but that's the wasp nest. Okay, so it didn't open very well, but you can kind of see what's inside. Now the hornet's nest, again, huge scale. So what we've done is I've started to cut through, and the first thing you get is A, it was a lot harder, and B, they almost roof the whole thing and build a structure around the inside much stronger than the wasp nest. So this is the top layer that is just, that's just about protection. You can see it's nearly an inch thick. So if we take that off and we split it open now, because I've cut right down through, what you'll see is the size of this undertone, and it is not small. So each of these was that about 1.5 inches across, and you can see in there some of these are still sealed as well, but each of these is a layer of honeycomb. So they've got a cavity up at the top, be about warmth and air circulation, keeping it kind of fresh in there, not damp and dank and starts to build disease. And they've got the top layer, and another, and another, and another, and another, and then actually this is the last one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers in there that they built up. And as you can see, each of these, if we pull one out, size of these compared to the wasps next to it is they are massive in comparison, but a hornet is not a small chap. And each of these, you can see just looking in there that some of these are still sealed, and that's where they will have been still going towards the end of the year as weather starts to get colder. And they keep going until it gets to the point where queens abandon the nest and they kind of all either die out or they move away, and the thing gets abandoned, and then it will not be used again by a hornet. Same as a wasp nest. Wasps don't tend to reuse their nests either, but hornets nest abandoned. So yeah, just wanted to kind of show you the size difference, the structural difference, how they build them and how they fill them out, because they're interesting things, and they're not really a creature or an insect to be feared. In fact, I prefer hornets to wasps. Wasps seem to be a little bit more aggressive, more prone to go for you and sting when you're near them. Hornets, and I was going within 2 feet of this particular nest every single day, they didn't bother me at all. They just left me to it, which is pretty much what I did to them as well.